force, touch, no gravity. Spin, don't drop, get going after dark.
Hey there, and welcome to Get Going Fast, the place where we're getting to this excellent hobby of AI in a quick and efficient manner in which you might actually learn something. Oh my God, can you imagine that? So today we are going to be looking at a multitalk, which has been around here a bit, so we've had some play with it, but we're going to actually look at the Comfy nodes. One of the things that's nice about kind of holding off on some of this stuff is you don't get yourself bobbled around with bad workflows. So multitalk came out here probably a month ago now, and I kind of bumbled around with it, not getting it installed properly just because it didn't have a good installation process. Then, of course, Deep Beat Meep, the greatest name on the internet, has it running in One2GP, which honestly is a fantastic method of doing it. But there are workflows that have come out now with multitalk here for ComfyUI that are just really good. And so we're going to actually take a look at that and get you going. We'll take a couple look at some small examples here.
I want to tell you about Get Going Fast, the best way to get into working AI and to do it fast. Quick and easy to follow.
Okay, that is true. She's speaking truth to power here. All right, here's another one with, you can see we did some music with this one.
Cuento los días, respiro el anhelo, hasta tocar tu piel por fin suspiro. Este amor crece lento y sincero, no por impulso, sino divino, tan real, más que cualquier ilusión. Desde mi juventud y mi corazón.
All right, I let that one go a little bit long, but I wanted you to see it actually grabs the emotion. That's pretty good. We're also going to be looking at how to get multiple people speaking. So we're going to go through a couple workflows here to get that going for you. I guess that's the cool thing about multitalk. You can do one person, you can do multiple people. You can really play around with it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And these things get better over time. So we're going to jump into that. But first, thank you for liking the channel, subscribing. I'll tell you what, one of the best ways you can help me is just sharing these videos to your social media. I appreciate your thumbs up, but even sharing it is even better. And just telling people about it. Just being like going door to door, knocking on their door and just being like, hi, we're here with Get Going Fast. We'd like to talk to you about AI. And people love that kind of stuff. They really appreciate that. So thanks for doing that on our behalf. I really appreciate it. And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and move forward with getting this installation going. And I don't know what else to say, so let's just do it. Yo. Okay, we're back, and I have the yellow sunglasses back on, so get used to a lot of taking off and putting on, because you know what? I can't always see with these, but sometimes you got to sacrifice for fashion, yo. You know what I'm talking about? So, at any rate, we're going to move forward with getting this bad mammer jammer going on our ComfyUI. Now, as usual, we have a Get Going Fast solution over here, so if you just go to multitalk, multitalk.getgoingfast.pro is actually going to bring you to here. And everything that we're going to do here, which actually is quite a lot, there's a lot we're going to do here. You can just download this, put it outside your ComfyUI folder, and it will install it for you quickly so you can get going. Otherwise, there is a lot to do. This is kind of like sort of to get through this process, but we're going to do it. Okay. We're going to end up with a couple different workflows that we're looking at. Okay. So the workflows that we're going to use, you can get from a couple different places. And I've saved them so that the models are displayed there. So a couple different things you can do. First of all, again, you can head back to getgoingfast.pro, and I have just placed them up here for free. So you can actually grab the workflows for free. I think you just need to sign up for a free account and then have at it, okay? And this is what we're going to do. We're going to be plugging these workflows into our ComfyUI, and that's going to tell us what we need to do, which is kind of how we do it on. So, yo. Okay, the other way is you can go over to cognibuild.ai. All right, so, gosh, if I could hit the I. Okay, so you just go to cognibuild.ai. Man, what is with me and my typing? Okay, so just go to cognibuild.ai and then just click here where it says blog, okay? And you're going to see down here, we've got a newer one that says multitalk ComfyUI workflow. If in the future you're looking for this and can't find it, just use this search button, okay? And this will drill through there to find it. Of course, you got to spell it right. Believe it or not, I was actually a good speller back in school. So, all right, so same thing. You can always grab it there. And then these are the actual direct things to the raw JSON, so you'll have to know how to copy those. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to get these, we're going to put them into a folder, and then we're going to open up our ComfyUI. Okay, now let's get to making sure we have everything. Okay, I guess first we should probably show, this is what I usually do with my workflows, okay? Just for the sake of organization, this is our ComfyUI installation folder. So whenever I'm talking about outside of your Comfy folder, I mean one up from this, right? And this is where we run our scripts, all that kind of stuff. But I usually create a folder here called workflows, okay? And then I create it for whatever thing. So I've got multi-talk. So I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to save them. That becomes the easiest way to keep track of your workflows. Because if you're working with ComfyUI, guys, you're going to end up with 18 million of these things. Then you're going to be like, bah! You know, it's just messy. So organization is a must. Okay, but that being said, we pop on back over to our browser. I'm talking about organization. I'm one of the least organized people in the world here. All right, so we're going to, oh, good Lord. All right, we're going to pop over to here. Now, let's just assume this isn't here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to open this up. Now, normally when you open up your ComfyUI, it's going to open up to either a blank thing like this or the last workflow you used. So to get it up, what you're going to do is you're going to click up to here and just click on this workflow. And then you're going to click open. Now you can't see it on my screen, but on your screen you'll see it. It's going to pop up your load file section. So you just go to where we saved it, you know, outside your ComfyUI folder, in the workflows folder, in the multi-talk folder, and then boom, grab it, yo, okay? So what we will do is we're going to grab first the basic, okay? This is going to be our single user one, and it's going to pop up. Now, it remembers what I already did, okay? It's going to pop up with our single one. Now, the first time you run this, you're going to find that a whole lot of these things are red. It's going to say nodes not found, okay? And that is just common. That is just par for the course. It's not a bug, it's a feature, of ComfyUI. So when you load new nodes, these things are all called nodes, okay? And each of these things is a bit of programming that says how it works. So someone had to program it and said, okay, this is how this thing's gonna work. Now you have to install the software. So ComfyUI is so good that when something loads up, it goes, I don't know what this is. And it lights it for you for red, okay? And then we can go in there and install. So the first time you're gonna pop up, you're gonna get a bunch of red stuff. But now ComfyUI has made it so very easy to install the stuff. So what you do is you click on your manager up here. It's going to click you to this page, and we're going to end up going over to this install missing custom nodes, okay? But actually, before we do that, one thing you should always do when you're using your ComfyUI stuff is click this update all, or at least the update ComfyUI. Because what happens with ComfyUI is, an amazing software run by big brain dudes. And what they do is they constantly are taking software like multi-talk and they're saying, let's just integrate it into here so people don't actually have to really install a lot. So by updating it, you make it 100 times easier to get this stuff working. So you update your ComfyUI. It's going to ask you to restart your server, okay? And it's cool because now your server, by the way, is your command terminal, okay? So it's the, when you load it up, it's going to look something like, let's see here, it's going to look something like this, okay? That's your command terminal, all right? Now, when you click restart, it cancels your connection and then it re-ups it. So essentially what happens is you're running this software on what's called a server. The server is your computer. You are like the Zen guy. You are the server. Okay. The browser we're looking at right now is not the server. So like if you close this window out, ComfyUI is still running. Okay. And that is, I'm going to do a dramatic I thing off. That is a common thing that people do, is they assume that if they close the browser, they close the app. But no, when you close the browser, all you did was close the browser. It's like a dumb terminal. So everything's still happening over here, but the display is gone. That's what's missing. So when you hit restart, it actually restarts your server, okay? And then it comes back up and it allows you to refresh it. So update your ComfyUI, then you go click on your install missing custom nodes, and it'll give you a list of stuff that you need to install. Just click it, do the same thing, say install it. It'll ask you to reboot. You'll do that, not reboot your whole machine, just the server, okay? And then it'll ask you to refresh the screen, okay? So refreshing the screen is different than rebooting the server. Once you do that, then you're going to notice all of these things go away and they're working again. Okay, so here's what we need to do. We want to scroll in, okay? And so I'm going to hit refresh because these things are a little bit out of key. Let me do this. I'll watch. I'm going to hit refresh. My server's still open. And it just reloads this thing, and it should fix some of those lines on there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I think it did. Okay, so let's go over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in, and we got to find the different models that we need. Now, all of these things, they run what I call support models, and then your basic models. Okay, really quickly, just looking at the workflow, you're going to see up here, you got text to speech to audio. So actually, this is a way you can actually, it's got Chatterbox talk plugged in here. So you can actually create the voice you want. Okay, you would have to use this, you would right click and undo the bypass and all. We'll get into that, okay? But the bottom line is this is a really good workflow. You can actually generate audio that you then plug into your images. But right now, we got to get it working. So what we do is we scroll through these things and we look for models. Okay, so we're scrolling. Okay, here we're going to see this is where we put our image. Okay. Another thing you can do, by the way, if you can't find your models, is just click the run button and it's going to say that, hey, the models are missing. All right, so we get over here. Now you can start seeing we're finding models we need. See, this is VAE loader. There's our LoRa select. Here's our multitalk model loader. Our WAN video model loader. So this is actually using WAN. Okay, and then our text encoder. So our VAE and our text encoder, these are what I would call our support models. All right. Likely, if you've done other stuff with ComfyUI, you already have these downloaded. So you might actually not have to download them. Okay, Okay, but these other ones, you probably will, because typically the main models are specific to the app we're running. And then the support stuff, it's like they can be used for a lot of stuff. So let's just start with the support models. Okay, we have our WAN_21 VAE. So what I do, okay, is I go up to the top here and I just use this as a notepad. I want to stay on this window, so I'm going to avoid hitting the enter button, but I'm going to look down here and see the name of it, WAN_2.1, and I'm going to just go ahead and type it under here. VAE.safe tensors. Okay, now I'm going to hit Control A and then Control X just to cut it. Now I can go over to a new tab. I can paste this bad mamma jammer in there, hit enter, and there it goes. Okay, we found one here. You're going to find a bunch of different ones. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Well, this one's from Comfy.org, so let's just use it. We want to click it. Now notice it's going to bring us up to our Hugging Face page. If you don't have a Hugging Face account, you need to have a Hugging Face account. You can't do AI without a Hugging Face account. Okay, I mean, it's that integrated. It's probably one of the most important tools. Now notice it says the file's stored with LFS. That just means large file system. It just means large file. It's too big to display it. Okay, whatever. I don't understand why, but whatever. Okay, you can still download it. So all we gotta do is click the download button. Okay, I mean, God, how much easier that's going to pop up this screen. Let me go ahead and get this for you so you can see. I'm going to put this over to here, and then I'm going to show you the full screen. Okay, So that's going to pop up your save window. Okay. So all you need to do is go to wherever your Comfy installation is. Okay. So there's our Comfy folder. So right now we're outside of the ComfyUI folder. So we click into it. Okay. Then we're going to click on models. And then we're going to scroll down to where it says VAE. So there you go. So you click that and then go ahead and save it. Okay. So that is step one. Okay. Now what we do is we pop back over to here. Okay. That will download. We go back. Got to figure out where we are here. Where are we at here? We got the blog. Okay. Let's get rid of that. We can get rid of this. We can get rid of these two. All right. So we've got our VAE downloaded. Now let's go grab this other one. So this one said, let's scroll in so we can see what it says. And same thing up here, we're going to type UMT5-XXL-ENC. And you want to type it exactly as it says on here. Then we'll type safe tensors. Okay. Now, same thing, Control A, Control X. By the way, I zoomed in just with using the mouse wheel, so FYI. Okay, now we'll paste it into here. Same thing. Now, this one's coming from KeyJai. If you ever see anything from KeyJai, you know that you are in good hands. So we're going to click it. Same thing, it's stored with the LFS, so no big deal. We're just going to click the download. We'll go back to our desktop. And then now notice we're in the last folder that we saved to, the VAE. All we got to do is go back to our models. This time we're going to look for a folder called text encoders. Okay, so text encoders, and then click save. Same thing. She's going to download. Yo. And then we pop on back over to here again. Okay, so those are downloading. Those will probably be downloading in the background. You can see them downloading here. Okay, now we're going to get into our main models. So notice this one's a long one. This is a LoRa. So you have your main models, okay? That's like how you do your main generation. And a LoRa is like putting a cap on. It's like a style. It's like saying, hey, I'm going out to the club. And so you dress it for the club, but you go, you know what? I'm going to put a little flair into it. I want a 70s vibe. And so you put on a scarf with a thing, you know, some different small stuff. Now, it's not the main thing, but it's stuff to change it. And that's what LoRa's do. Basically, they're fine-tuned stuff that help models to go into a certain style or direction. So now notice this one's a long one. So same thing. We're going to just, okay, there's actually a couple things. We could do this. Let me show you a little trick. We could type it up, but we could also just go print screen, and then we could just take a copy of this. Okay, now watch this. This is what I do with longer stuff. We can go over to ChatGPT. Okay, and then I'll just paste it in there and I'll say, give this to me in text. And that'll save me from having to spell it out. And then there it is. It actually, notice it pasted it. So we'll copy that, go back over to here, paste it in, and notice it's going to pop up over here. Okay, so we'll find it, we'll click it. Same thing, we're becoming experts at this now, so we'll click there, we'll click our download. This time we're going to click into our models folder, but we're going to save it under the folder called LoRa. Okay, well, it looks like I have two of them. Let me double check here something. Just make sure I'm not leading you astray. Okay, we're going to put in the one that's called LoRa's. Okay, so you're going to save it into there. Okay, and it starts to download. Pop on back over to here, and then we can go to our next model. Next one's easy, multitalk.safetensors. So we'll go here, multitalk.safetensors. Same thing, click it. You guys are getting to become pros at this. So same thing, now we just click it, and this time we're looking for a folder that's called diffusion_models. So click it, click save, okay? Go back as usual. We are almost done here. Then we go back on over to here. So we've got all of these. We grabbed that one. We grabbed that one. We did a clever thing to get that one. Oh, look at that. I'm moving it all around. Okay. Now let's go get the final one here. So we want this. 14B, 2V. So let's do our trick we did last time. Let's hit our print screen. Same thing. Let's just do this again. We'll go back on over to ChatGPT. Just paste that bad boy in. Be like, chats, what's up? And it'll remember what you wanted before, so it'll just do it. All right. So that's actually probably an easy way to do that. All right, now we'll do the same thing. Do a search. We find it. We download it. And then same thing. We just put it into our diffusion models folder. Click save. And guess what, guys? I believe that we are done. So you want to make sure everything is downloaded before you move on. Oh, no, wait. Oh, there's one other. You still want to make sure that it's all downloaded before you get done. But notice there's another one down here, Clip Vision. So they have that down here. So let's go ahead and type that up here just really quick. Clip _ vision. Now again, this is I didn't see this one, but this is a support model. So once you download this, you have it. Okay. So same thing. Let's just copy this one, cut it, go over to here, paste that in. Oh, dang it. Hold on a sec. I hit a button. There we go. All right. We'll go find it here. Same thing. Download it. This time we're going to be looking for another different folder, and we're going to put it under this one called Clip Vision. Okay. So you go to Clip Vision, and so I've already got there. Click Save. Now I do want you to notice there's Clip and there's Clip Vision. Okay. So we want Clip Vision. And what that does, I believe that the clip things help the machine to look at things and figure out what they are. So obviously with this model, it's going to be looking at the picture to figure out what's there and where the mouth is and all that good stuff. Okay, so now we've got it all downloaded. Let's assume that they've all come downloaded. Okay, what you're going to do is hit the refresh button or the reload button or whatever. I worked with this guy, and every time we hit the refresh button, he'd go, oh, like it was refreshing. Right? So boring stuff you do in a desktop job. But anyway, you'll go back and you should notice these all here. If they're not showing up right, just click on it and it'll show you a list of them, and then go find it in the list and click on it. Okay, actually, before we move on, I realized there's a couple more models that we need to get, and I was wondering about that. I remembered this is a pretty intensive download, a lot going on here, which is why it makes the Get Going Fast installer so much better, because it just gets everything for you and puts it in the right place. But we got to grab these two. This control net, that makes things, it forces positions, and this wave to vec, which is going to turn the audio to vectors for us. And here's how we're going to find these. I'm just going to go ahead. We could do it the same way, just typing them in. I'm going to use the ChatGPT method. Let's hit our print screen and copy that. And let's go on back over to our ChatGPT. This time what I'm going to paste it in. I'm going to say, give me the top line of each node, the model names. And that way it'll help differentiate, so it's not giving me all the text, because in that thing there, obviously there's a lot of stuff. I don't want it all. So notice it gave it to us. So there we go. We'll just copy this one. And same thing we did before. Let's go over, paste in 121, unit 3, 3, 3, 3, hit it. And it's going to bring us up here. So you look for the one that matches, okay? Notice this again is a Keyjai one, so we're in good hands. So we're going to click the download just like we did before. And we'll pop on over to here just like we did before. Okay, this time we're going to go look for the folder that's called ControlNet. Okay, so there you go. Click Save there. And then we going to pop on back over to our good friend Chats over here. And same thing as before, we'll grab this one, the wave to vec. Let's grab that, go over here to our thing, paste it in, and there we can find it. Okay, so Chinese, wave to vec, to base. Now, okay, and then once here, we're going to have to do something a little bit different. We're going to, notice we go in here to files and versions, it's got a whole bunch of stuff here. So actually what we're going to do is we're going to end up git cloning this. So what we need to do is we're going to go up here and get the address. So we'll just highlight that and then press Control-C. And then we're going to have to pop over to our file explorer. So it's a little bit more intensive. So we're going to go over to here. Now notice we're going to go into our ComfyUI folder. Okay. We're going to click onto our models. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go into where it says transformers. Okay. Okay. So we're going to get into here then, and then notice I've already got a folder called Tencent Game Mate. So I'm going to go ahead, want you to right click and then go new folder, and you'll see a new folder pop in. I want you to type in there Tencent Game Mate. Okay, so it's going to create that. Then we're going to click inside of it. Now up here, type git clone, and we're going to paste in the repository we were at. But take away this last part that says tree and main. Okay, so now we're in here. No, so I've already got it, but it's going to create a folder called Chinese Wave to Vec to / base. It's going to download the stuff that we need. Okay, so you can enter and it will do it. If you're running Windows 10 and it doesn't allow you to do that or something, what you're going to need to do is get into your terminal. Okay, so your terminal will look something like this. Let me see what's that. There we go. And then from here, do the same thing. Just git clone, and then get rid of the that stuff. And then the same thing. Hit enter, and it will actually download it. Okay. Now, we got that one out there. So that was the roughest one. Okay. I'm kind of popping all over the place here. That was the roughest one. But if we go back to our thing here, we see we've got that. We can go back over here. Wait a second. And I think we already got our control net, right? Yeah, we got our control net, put it under control net. Now we've gone ahead and git cloned this into the folder. So now if we go back here and hit reload or whatever, these things will be there. Okay. And guys, that's the installation. You have everything done now. Now it's just a matter of running the workflows. So I'm going to pause the video here for a second, and then we'll come back and we'll look at the single speaker. We'll look at the single speaker workflow and the multi-speaker workflow. So hang in there. We'll be right back. All right. In the meanwhile, I want to encourage you guys to go over to your YT Music or your Spotify or whatever and do a search for Jim Day and the Better Stories, where we put up our music and you can listen to good stuff like this.
Well, I was born to ride the range with a pickup truck that's high-tech and strange. Got a self-driving Ford with a mind of its own. Guess I should have known it wouldn't stay home. She left me in the dust, took off down the road. Didn't even glance back, didn't even slow. Guess AI's got dreams just like you and me. Now my truck's chasing sunsets, wild and free.
And we're back and ready to look at these workflows. So we already have the single user up. So let's just take a quick look at it. As we talked about up top here, it's got Chatterbox in here. So you can actually notice they're purple. So that means that they're bypassed. They're not being used. If you want to use it, you just right click and then you got to just click the bypass button and it'll open it up. So you just got to go through each one of them, undo it, and then you can start making stuff. Okay. Now, down here, we're going to see that I'm not really going to mess around with this too much. You guys can play around with this. But notice you got your load audio. So here is where you're going to actually load your first bit. Okay, I actually got this load audio. I should have got rid of this. You can actually just right-click on that and go to, there should be a remove. I guess it doesn't really matter. But this is redundant. This was a horror. I don't know why this was on there, but it doesn't. It's not a very... Oh, here we go. Remove. Okay, so I replaced it with this one, this load audio. So you just click to find your audio, and then you can press play.
I want to tell you about Get Going Fast, the best way to get into working AI and to do it fast.
All right, so there you go. Notice you're going to follow the lines. It's going to go all here. You can play with all this. I don't care about playing with any of that. I want to get over to here. And now notice this is kind of nice. It's going to, it's actually going to set our box for us. I'm not going to play with this because stuff's going to mess stuff up. Again, I just want to get you guys going. So I would say don't play with that. And then notice we've got our load image. So I'm not going to mess with any of this because this is all going to be stuff in the background. It says load image, but it's going to be stuff they're running to make this thing work. It's stuff you don't want to mess with. What we want to play with is the load image. So from here, you just click, choose your file, you get your face, whatever you want there. Notice you're going to flow up into here. Again, we don't got to worry about any of this stuff. And when it's loads, it's going to preview what it looks like. Okay, so I think probably I don't know. You guys can play around with how you want this to be. I guess this is probably setting the parameters. You can play with that. I'm going to just leave it for now. Okay. So now we're going to get over here. Notice we've got all of our clip stuff, our strength. So if it's doing too much or too little, you can up this. But this is pretty much all we need to do. We've got our audio. We've got our image. Okay. And this thing actually handles the link pretty good. So I'm sure in here there's a frames per second you can play with, but you don't need to. You can literally just put those in there, get it going, and then it'll come out to over here. I'm not sure why that's muted at the moment, but you can see, yeah, so I guess actually those dimensions over there shorted it up like that. So that's cool. But there you go. And then you get your thing. It's as easy as that. If you want to freak out on the settings, freak out on the settings. What I suggest, though, is at the beginning, you go ahead and just get it working. Okay? Then go out and do your other stuff. All right, now let's look at our multiple speakers, which is actually kind of more interesting process. So same thing. Let's just click on to over here. We're going to click our workflow and back to our open. But this time, we are going to go click the one that says two people example. Gosh, look at this fly there. Okay, now it's going to pop up to here. And this is a cluttered one. Okay, this is a little bit cluttered. You got a bunch of stuff going on here.
The best way to get into working AI and
okay, so that one worked. I'm going to actually
following.
Right click on this. I'm going to go recreate node, fix node, and that's just going to make that small again, so we don't got to deal with that. All right, now up here we're going to see we got a bunch of stuff going on here. So again, we have a bunch of settings. Don't need to worry about it. Here's your models. There's all your stuff. You got to make sure all that's working, but we downloaded all of that stuff. If you're missing something, it'll just turn red. Download it using the process that I showed you. So they've got all that up there. Now, this is kind of the interesting part. Here's our load image. So we could do a single person, okay? Or we could keep going and find multiple people, like this one, okay? So here we've got multiple peeps that we can use. And now we can go here, and I'm going to show you how we do this. Go over here and notice it's got the images going into here. We've got this. We want to find where the sound is. Well, if you go up to here, you're going to see we've got two load audios. Okay, here's our wave to vec that we get cloned. We've got two audios that are happening. There's going to be speaker 1. There's going to be speaker 2. I'm going to show you how to define that. But first you find the sound that you want to put in there. Okay, so let's see. Let's find...
I want to tell you about Get Going Fast.
Okay, so we found one. Then we go down here and we can find our second one. Well, let's see if I got so much junk on here.
Kneel before me, mortal.
Okay.
I have come to take my rightful place on the grand throne.
Okay, we'll use that one. All right, so now we've got two voices. Notice we've got three people here, though. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is going to really cool. You guys are going to like this. This is really super groovy. Go to your image, right click on it. Okay, we're going to scroll down and you're going to say open in mask editor. Okay, I'm just leveling up your game right here. Now watch what we're going to do. See, it gives us a circle here. Okay, I'm going to change the thickness. I'm going to mask her face. I'm going to say this is everything I want to be changing, and I'm going to do the same thing for him. Okay, I've just created a mask, and now what the mask is going to do is it's going to say only change the part that I masked. This is how control nets work. We are able to say this is the only part of the scene that I want to change. So now we've done this. I'm going to go ahead and click save. Now watch what's going to happen. It pops us back here and we've got our image, but now we've got our faces here. So first voice is going to go to here. Second voice is going to go to there. Okay, that's literally how you do it. Isn't that cool? I didn't have to do it though. I could have put it on this guy and had this guy. If I had masked, say, her and him, we could have done it that way. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can undo what we already did. Let's see if we can reset to default. Okay, it won't let us do that. So let's do this. Let's right click and I'm going to go recreate nodes, fix node recreate. And this time we'll repick the image. Okay, and we'll right click. We'll go down to open a mask editor. This time, whatever, we'll make the thickness bigger. Grab her face, and then we'll grab his face. Okay, this fly is starting to get aggro here. All right, we took care of the fly with our salt, our fly assault here. Fills with salt, and then you spray that stupid thing, shoot it, and that fly is gone. Okay, but getting back to this, now notice we have been able to mask both of them. Okay, it's the same thing as before. We'll just click on save, and then it pops it over to there. That is how you install multitalk on your ComfyUI. A lot of models to download. Okay, kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt, but it gets you going. Okay, and this isn't a bad app. We're going to look at another one here called Float, which is extremely fast. Multitalk is really hit or miss. Like, it either works or doesn't. And I've had some really good stuff with it, and I've had some stuff that's not great with it. So probably a lot of it comes down to your image stuff. So garbage in, garbage out. Lower resolution images probably won't work as good. Same thing with your audio. You got to make sure your audio is clear, because when you're using AI, remember, it's generating every sound. The wind makes sound, you know, the dogs in the background, the traffic, and it all gets generated in there. So you got really, the key with audio is using clear stuff. And as always, you can go to multitalk.getgoingfast.pro and just get it done and get into doing your stuff. So, all right, with that, we're going to leave you guys. Be sure to come meet us up on the Discord and hang out with us. Come find us on Reddit over there. You can find us as Get Going Fast. I'm looking for moderators over there. If you want to come and pump that up, we'll make you famous over there. So if you want to run that for me, great, let me know. You can find us on Instagram as CogniBuild. You can find us on X as CogniBuild as well. And in the meanwhile, I guess that's it. Guys, enjoy. Come share the stuff you're working on. I'd love to see what you're working on. You know, the safe for work stuff. And in the meanwhile, you guys be good to each other, and we will catch you on the other side. Yo.